Alright, so I'm out here today getting ready to install this motorized exhaust fan in my trailer during the summertime. It gets pretty hot in here, so I'm going to kind of bring you along and show you how I'm going to do it. It's not the only way to do it, but definitely going to be the way I do it. So went online, went to EcoScenic, got a fan from them, which is pretty comparable to the Max Air fan. Reviews were about the same, so this was a lot cheaper. Went ahead and just got this. A couple things you're going to need: some Dicor polybutyl tape, some ultra sealant self-leveling for the roof, and comes with the remote, some screws, drill bit, and a jigsaw. So first thing I did is I measured the cutout, which is not the outside flange but the inside flange. The front edge is here, so from this edge to the center of the holes is 1 inch. So I came in here and I want the fan to be set right about here. So from this point back, I measured 1 inch because I want the screws to go into this truss here. I measured my 14 1/8 square, marked me a couple holes, gonna pop me some holes here, connect the lines on the roof, and pray to God I did this right. So let's go. Alright, so I just got a 1/4 inch bit. I'm going to pop a couple holes, go on the roof and connect the lines. Once I do this, there's no going back, so ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? Oh boy, that's scary. Here we go. Well, if it doesn't work, at least I got some little skylights, starlights that people are putting in their headliners in their cars. So, alright. Alright. Wow. So this is actually the first time I've seen the top of my trailer, which is kind of sad, but man, I paid for this? Yeah, anyways. Alright, so you can see my 4 holes here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect the dots. Use those holes as my edge. Alright, so that should be the area that the fan is going to fit into. So let's cut it out. One thing I was going to mention too, if you're going to climb on your roof, it's not a good idea because literally it's just 2 sheets of 1/4 inch plywood with a really thin sheet of metal on the top. So get you a board that's going to span the distance of at least 2 of these trusses, and you can kind of kneel on the edge here, but definitely don't just lean in the middle because like you can see there's just nothing here. Time to do some sketchy stuff. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Time to do some sketchy stuff. Oh, doo-dah day. Alright, here we go. Now you gotta clean up the corners a little bit. Another thing you're going to do is, because it's metal and it's pretty sharp, just file your edges. Only takes a second. Alright, now comes the moment of truth. Making sure that all of our careful measuring is right. Okay. Okay. Well, that's a good thing it fits, but what's it look like? Oh yeah. Alright, I can deal with that. Nice. Alright, so one thing I just noticed, I don't like the way that it just kind of sags. I don't really feel comfortable. This side is going to be screwed into this strut here, so I'm okay with that, but I don't like this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some stretchers connecting it here and here. Yeah. And then I'll put another one between the two boards here for this flange, and that should lock all that into place. So it's 23 and 23 and 1/8. I swear you can't buy anything square anymore. All right. So 23. Oh, that's much better. Takes the flex away. Nice. Alright, so I got these two struts installed. Now what I need to do is come with one here for the back. So get that measurement. 14 and 3/16. Alright, so because I can't screw through the wood this way on the struts, I'm going to put a couple pocket holes in here. That'll make the install a lot easier. Oh man, that's a lot sturdier. That's gonna work out good. Now I got something to screw to on all sides. That's the purpose of those. Alright, so the next step is going to be to create a gasket so that when this gets installed on the roof, it's a watertight seal. So the way you do that is use some butyl tape. This particular one is by Dicor, which is, I guess, kind of the go-to from what I've read. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a barrier here, basically go around it twice and seal it up. Stuff is very sticky. Alright, so as you can see, I went around with 2 layers. I'm not really sure if that's necessary, but I just feel a little better knowing there's a little extra there. So now we're going to climb back up there, set this in place, go ahead and drill for our screws. Comes with screws, great, and get it all sealed up. Alright, so what we're going to do is hit these front screws first, because I can't get to these since the lid. I'm going to have to raise the lid and then I can get to those. Get that little squeeze out right there. That's what I was hoping for. Alright, so now that all the screws are in, I think I'm going to go around and trim the little squeeze out here, just so that when I put the Dicor sealant over top, this doesn't really interfere with it in any way. Don't really know if this is necessary, but it's just something that I'm going to do. Alright, so now that I got all of the screws in, I'm going to go ahead and tape off the area where I'm going to apply the sealant. Hopefully I can make it look better than this shit that's up here. But yeah, let's just get to taping. Alright, so the last step to seal the top is to put this Ultra Sealant Self-Leveling, I guess it's made for all RV roofs. Self-leveling, which is nice, but I'm going to put a healthy dose of it up here on the screw heads, and then follow it up, kind of just putting it on around the perimeter, just creating that watertight seal, and that way we won't have any leaks in the future. Alright, well, there it is. Off camera, I went ahead and wired it in. I already had some existing lights, so I just kind of ran it through the same conduit and then tied it into my battery system underneath there. But everything is working like it should. Comes with a little remote here, so you can open her up. Has a couple different fan speeds. You got air going out. You're gonna draw the heat out, and then you can bring the air in. It actually puts off quite a bit of air. Moves a lot of air, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, if you're interested in this, let me know. I'll get you a link. And this little wood system that I built definitely sturdied everything up. So it's not moving now at all, but 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend getting that.